Hi y'all. With all the reports going on about toxins and heavy metals in baby food, especially beech nut and Gerber, that's been under fire in the news recently, are you continuing to give your baby these types of foods? I don't know. It kind of has me even nervous, and usually I'm like, I don't really, I don't follow it much, but they found that there's high levels of arsenic, lead, and other heavy metals inside of baby foods, especially beech nut and Gerber products. Rice cereal was chiefly one of these issues. So I started looking into a lot of other different food options. Yummy was one, and there's a Little Spoon, and these other food service companies. They claim that their foods don't have these types of issues. But what I found is it's very limited for mothers who are on WIC or EBT. If you receive WIC or EBT, this is about the budget that you can get for your baby, which is toxic baby food, and you have to basically feed your baby toxins. So it kind of has me thinking that we have such a socioeconomic divide in this country that mothers who can afford very high-end designer baby foods without toxins can do so. And meanwhile, they limit people and they don't allow people to use EBT to purchase their foods. And I think that this is wrong. So mothers who do have children on EBT or WIC or budget conscious, even mothers who are just budget conscious and not on those two government programs, have to use store-bought baby food that has a lot of toxins and heavy metals in it. And it got me to thinking, is this why we're seeing, different problems in lower socioeconomic children? Like you can say asthma, obesity, learning disabilities, autism, and things like that are more prevalent in these categories of children who are low socioeconomic classes versus higher socioeconomic classes. Is it because we've been feeding our babies toxic baby food for many years and we haven't been testing it? Just a thought that we have such a divide there. So if you're a low budget, you're on EBT or WIC, what are you doing to get around the problem of feeding your children jarred baby food like this? I mean, he loves it, but at the same time, I almost feel kind of guilty that I'm giving him toxic baby food and toxic metals and everything else. It's really troubling. We have so much going on in this world. We have COVIDs and we have illnesses and we have toxic baby foods. Toxic baby foods. So I'm like thinking, just throw the jars away and just go take some apples and boil them and grind them up in a blender. But then once again, you have time. So you have your balance of time and money, So is working parents, people going to take that time, or are you going to just buy something store-bought, and that takes away from being able to work to pay the high costs of rent. So what are you doing to get around this issue? If you're, say, you're on a budget, you're on WIC, or you're on EBT, how are you feeding your baby? Do you feel guilty about it? What do you think about services that, like Yummy and Little Spoon, that don't offer EBT or much in, way of discounts? It's like $4 a meal to feed your baby with those services. Very, very expensive. Sizzletastic TV. Hey Nico, are you enjoying your baby food? Hopefully it's not too toxic, it's just applesauce. We ain't going rice cereal.